everybody, and welcome to the MoneyMan, MoneyBoy show. I got Shakes Rampedi with me from Joburg. Shakes, how are you?
I'm well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good, thanks. Ollie, how are you, mate?
Strong.
Big competition, the UEFA European Championship starts on Thursday, I think, eh?
I think it's the
Friday.
Friday, sorry. Well, let's chat about that and maybe some insight for potential bets out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an particularly interesting Euros, just given the context. You know, it's still Euros 2020 is the moniker. First time it's been postponed. You know, I think this is the 16th Euros though, and it's being played sort of cross countries. It's not being hosted by one nation.
In 10 countries.
I think so. Yeah, it was initially supposed to be 11 or 12. But now it's down to 10. But from the round of 16 onwards, all going to be hosted in England. So
From 16 onwards?
From the round of 16 onwards, yeah. So
I thought it was just the semi-final.
No, they're from round of 16, then quarters, semis, final in England too. Yeah, so I mean, big incentive for the guys from the UK there. Scotland back in their first sort of top competition in a while. They're in the same pool as England. And then you've also got this sort of death pool of France, Portugal, and Germany. You know, your Euro winners from 2016, and then your last two World Cup winners. A lot of interesting dynamics to this Euros.
Yeah, and with no disrespect to Hungary.
With no disrespect to
Let's we don't have time to go through each team and whatnot, but I think we've got time to have a look at who we think is going to win, where there's some value, some dark horses. Let's look. I just wanted to look at the golden boot of the tournament, and players to watch, and maybe have a little bit of value bet, and the teams to bet on, and why we think that they're going to do well. Let's start with you, Shakes. You're never short of an opinion.
Yeah. Well, look, I must say that the Euros is coming up, and the team that I'm really looking forward to seeing is definitely France. In terms of how they do, that Arsene Wenger described them right when he said that they were not just favorites; they were super favorites. When you look at the squad that they have, and even the bench that they have. Their bench could probably start for a lot of teams within the European Championship, never mind the starting 11. And the form that Mbappe comes into this tournament, having to score over 40 goals in all competitions for PSG, that's one point. Benzema is back in the France national team as well. And you just see Griezmann, who performs really well at that stage as well.
Playing for PSG is not the same as playing for Barcelona, or in terms of the league, it's not the same as playing for top club in the Premier League or Italian league, or I don't rate the French league.
Well, we should see Mbappe at Liverpool soon if all goes to.
Well, that could happen as well, but a player who is his age, and for the things that he's done, he's already, of course, scored buckets and buckets of goals. I think he's been really doing well and progressing really well within the French league as well. And I looked at even the odds on Betway that was kind of decent. Was the win of the European Championship? You can already decide in terms of who do you think is going to win the European Championship, and France are rated at 5.45. And I'm thinking it's not a bad bet. They are the favorites, even according to Betway, but it's not a bad bet. I don't see a lot of teams stopping France, especially with also Kante in that team. And once they get into the groove, they're going to be very hard to stop.
Would you say it's France's sort of tournament to lose?
Yeah, I'd even go as far as that. I think I'd even go as far as that. I've looked at every single team. I mean, whenever I've had a chance to sort of see them play, because recently they've been friendlies amongst each other with some of the teams that have been playing, and even I saw England as well, and I just thought England were very boring. I must add, I thought England was very boring in terms of the way that they played. They should be a lot more exciting, but that's Gareth Southgate's tactics, anyways. But France, for some reason, man, it's. I would be really surprised if they don't go all the way to the semifinals, at least. at least.
What are your thoughts on Portugal? Because there has been a sort of whisperings of just, the quality of Portugal's side. There's obviously, coupled with the fact that they won the Euros 2016 and Ronaldo most likely playing in his last European Championship.
I hope so. How old is he now?
30, I think he's 36. Yeah.
I can't.
36.
So you never know. He's in impeccable shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually played a lot of minutes against Portugal. Played a friendly against Spain, and they held their own. I mean, Portugal played the way you expected them to play. They were sort of the you would probably say the Leicester that won the championship, or the Chelsea under Jose Mourinho. Very good defensively on the counter attack, and I think they shouldn't be undermined as well. They could pull off another surprise, you would say, in terms of how far that they go. And also, I think Bruno Fernandes gives them a little bit of a different tick as well, going forward as well. And to be honest, I think the front they faced in 2016 is not the same front as this current tournament that we're going to have. So, but I do think Portugal can go far if need be. They don't play the greatest of football, no doubt, but whatever they do, it works for them.
Yeah.
I disagree with the France. I think France are better than they were 4 years ago. They've got a maturity about them.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, sorry, Shakes. I thought you were saying that France were okay. Sorry.
People remember Portugal as the ones who beat France at the last Euro. So I thought that would just say it's not the same France they're facing there.
Well, there you have it, folks. I've made my first mistake all year.
That's what I thought I was saying. But yeah, that's totally it.
It's okay. No, so we agree on that. For me, I don't know how in God's name England are second favorite in this tournament. Again, this is dictated by the amount of English punters out there. We saw what happened to when they got carried away with the last European.
Yeah.
Well done. They got to, what did they get to, the quarterfinals or semifinals?
No, semifinals. They got to, at the World Cup, they got to semis.
Yeah, okay. So that's not enough for me to hang my house on and my mortgage and one of my children. The way they're behaving, I might bet both of them. To me, England shouldn't even be in the top 5. Because even if they win that group, they've got to play the second place from the group of death.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they get past the quarterfinals for me, England.
I think I look at England's squad, and it's a squad of very good players. But if you had to take a like for your top international players in those positions, I wouldn't pick many of the English guys ahead of the French guys, some of the German guys. I don't know, if you just look at the top players in those positions.
Well, Germany, it's funny you mentioned Germany. Germany come in, they beat Latvia this week 7-1, but that was Latvia's second team that they beat 7-1, a lot of teenage guys getting their call up. There was a COVID scare in Latvia, and 5 of their stars, or all 5 of them, didn't play. So it was a great confidence boost for Germany, but I think it still patches over a pretty fragile team that's low on confidence.
Germany.
Yeah,
for sure.
What do you say to that, Shakes?
Look, I don't see Germany doing a lot. Honestly, I don't think they do. I think when you look at that squad, guys, and how much it's sort of, because Joachim Löw was trying to sort of do a transitional phase with regards to the German squad. He told himself that he was not going to call up certain players anymore, but he's ended up calling some of them back.
Well, this is his last year. He's handing over the reins too, isn't he, next year?
Yeah, I think after 15 years or something like that.
Yeah, he's been at the club that long. I think I first saw Joachim Löw at was he at the 2006 World Cup? I'm not sure. No, it wasn't him. But he was at the 2010. I know he was at the 2010 World Cup. So he's been around for such a long time. But I think with the German team, with the fact that he's had to call back Thomas Müller and call back Mats Hummels, kind of showed that the quality of that German side is not so. It's very good. It's just not. I don't see them winning it, and I think some of their form can be. I mean, they beat Latvia last night, and already at halftime they were 5-0 against Latvia. But it is Latvia. On top of that, it's nothing special or anything that's amazing.
Well, it was worse. Shakes. It was worse than that. It was Latvia's second team. They were missing 8 first team players for that game, Latvia.
Yeah, and apparently some of them were not even professional footballers as well. So what Germany did against them, it was not that impressive. It was like, okay, it was expected. So yeah, I think Germany, I don't know if they really do as well as people would think they're going to do. Especially in the group. I would probably even say after Hungary, probably being the weakest in the group, I'd probably would have to say potentially Germany might be second weakest in that group.
Yeah, I mean, this we've got to remind people that there's 16 teams that advance. So there's the 12 first and second place teams, and then there's 4 best runner-ups.
Yeah.
So, but in the group of death, Germany may not be one of the best runner-ups.
Do you guys think there's any sort of dark horses from this?
I've got a view. It's got to be Wales, right?
There's so much confidence.
Why do I say that? No, it's got to be Italy.
Think so?
Yeah. For my money, at 9-2, they haven't lost in 25 games. They're a tough team to beat. They kind of remind me a little bit of Chelsea in terms of their concern. They're just there, and they're tough to break down. They're tough to beat. The Italians run for days, and like I said, they haven't been beaten in 25 games.
What are the odds on them outright?
9.2.
Okay.
So that's my dark horse. I'm going to have a nice little. I put 1,000 down on them to just to follow them, because you're gonna have value for money there. They're gonna advance through their group. Let's see who's in their group. It's not a tough group.
Wales number 1.
Exactly. Yeah. You guys,
and
Turkey aren't a bad side, but you got to fancy Italy to advance, even if they get the third place and get one of the best runner-up positions. And once Italy get into the round of the knockout stage, then you're basically betting on a penalty kick.
Yeah.
It's like they'll eke out a 0-0 draw all day.
Yeah, it's a different story once you get to those knockout stages too.
Yeah, that's where England have an anal collapse and everything just goes pear-shaped. Yeah.
I see Trent Alexander-Arnold's out of the squad too.
Who's he bowling for?
Yeah.
On this year's form, he shouldn't have made it.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting though. We see how he would have done differently in England dynamic versus a Liverpool. But yeah, I suppose individually he hasn't been on form. I think he's out with injury though, Shakes, is he not?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, he's out with injury. He's not going to be at the tournament anymore. It's strange. He's actually picked up form going later into the season.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I don't think Gareth Southgate is his absolute favorite. I really don't. I personally believe that he might have succumbed to the pressure of people saying, "Is he going to pick Trent? Is he going to pick Trent?" And now with Trent's injury, it doesn't. I think it goes back to the way he probably would have wanted the squad to be originally without the 4 right backs.
Yeah. So, for me again, let's just chatting quickly back to the betting. I'm going to bet 2,000 on France. They're a favorite, and whenever you get that sort of odds on a favorite, I like it. And France, it is their tournament to lose. Yeah. England offer nothing. And you can guarantee that Harry Kane's going to break down in one of the games, and that's going to be their challenge all but done. You've got Germany, who just don't have the pace to match the younger and more exciting squads. Spain, I don't read too much into the 6-0 demolition of Germany. So for me, I'm going to put 2,000 down on France. I'm going to put 2,000 down on Belgium and 2,000 down on Italy. And those will be the 3 horses that my followers and my fund have going in the tournament.
Well, yeah, I was going to do France and then Belgium potentially as well.
Yeah. Tough to look beyond those teams. So where do we look?
Okay,
Shakes, who are you picking? You get 3 picks, eh?
Okay, so if we're picking ultimate favorites and picking underdogs, because I see you guys pick 2 sides as well. I'd probably would say France, of course, is the first team that I would bet on for them to win it. And then secondly, something tells me don't overlook Portugal, eh? Something tells me, man, don't overlook Portugal. I don't think they're going to do it the same way they did it in 2016, if possible. They're not going to play the best football. They're not going to win a game in the group stages, finish 3rd place, go into the next round, win on penalties, win 1-0, get to the final, win 1-0 again.
Yeah, you don't have to paint a Rembrandt or you don't have to be a Van Gogh to paint something beautiful in this tournament. Yeah. Portugal and Denmark, previous winners, have both proven that you just need to have a bit of heath about you, a bit of rough and tumble, and a set of balls, you know. So yeah, I get that, but I see Portugal as a legitimate contender for sure.
Yeah.
And top goal scorers, guys, we haven't necessarily discussed who do you think is going to be the top goal scorer.
Well, that's what we're doing now. Would you bet on Harry Kane to be the top goal scorer?
I don't think it's a bad bet because he's the guy who's going to be taking the penalties. He won the top goal scorer at the World Cup, scoring goals against Tunisia and Panama, and yeah. So I think he's not a bad shout. But my top goal scorer I would have to go with is I'm going to go with Kylian Mbappe. I think France are going to be in the tournament for a long time, and I think he is going to score a number of goals for them as well. So I would have to say Kylian Mbappe would be my top goal scorer for the tournament.
Yeah. It'll be, you seconding that? It'll be interesting to see, you know, if you think that Portugal are going to get far. Ronaldo takes their penalties, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at 12, you know, I'm gonna have 3 bets on this as well. I'm gonna put, and the player I like, I think he scored over 25 goals this year in Serie A, is Lukaku. You're gonna have to look far and wide to find someone in better form than Lukaku. Yeah. So I like Lukaku for 2. I like Kylian Mbappe for 2 at 8.85, and I have to put 1,000 on Cristiano Ronaldo. You know,
will Bruno Fernandes not be taking the penalties though for Portugal?
No way. No. He's not going to get the ball out of Christian.
That happens at Manchester United. This is Cristiano Ronaldo's turf, man. Ain't no way that's happening. Ain't no way. No, but I could see it happening. I could see Bruno Fernandes asking Ronaldo for one of the penalties.
It's going to be cracking to watch, eh?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm glad that it is starting this weekend. And I do think that there is some teams that also, just from, I think one thing I love about tournaments like these is that you tend to find gems and good players who eventually tend to go on to big clubs, or maybe players that you haven't seen and seen perform within other leagues as well, and how well that they've been doing. So it's going to be nice to sort of just watch and notice who are the favorites and who can do this and who can do that. And I'm very happy to be seeing those players again.
It'll be a breath of fresh air as well, given such a sort of intense domestic season, you know, and just like inconsistency in games and stuff. It'll be nice to just have a fresh new tournament, see players in different contexts.
So there you have it, folks. We've Gareth Bale to be top goal scorer, Wales to win the Euro.
And Harry Kane to get injured.
No. I know. But hey, we surprised last Euros, didn't we? We got to the semi-final, I believe.
Yeah, I know, you guys. And you're back in again. So.
We're back in again. We're back. Anyway, we'll be covering this. We'll be doing a show every week just to update and see where we're going and developments in the tournament and the surprises. So thanks for tuning in, and look forward to the next episode. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kev.
Cheers, man.